In these questions, we are assuming that a sample is used to estimate a population proportion P. We're going to find the margin of error that corresponds to the given statistics and confidence level, and then we're going to round that margin of error to 4 decimal places. So let's start with number 27. In this problem, we're told that we have 95% confidence, n is equal to 380, and x is equal to 50. So here you need to make sure that you're entering those pieces of information in the correct order in your calculator. And in order to do this, since we're finding a margin of error that comes from the confidence interval for a population proportion P, that means that I'm going to use 1 prop Z interval. And we can do that by pressing Stat and then going to the test menu. So once you're there, you're going to enter 50 for X, 380 for N, and your confidence level, or C level, is 95%. Now this can be entered as either the number 95 or 0.95, and either way works in your calculator. Once you've entered those values, you're going to hit Calculate, and the result will be 0.09759, comma, 0.16557. So that's my confidence interval, and they also give us our point estimate, which is p hat, and that is 0.1315789,474. But we want to find the margin of error. So in order to find this margin of error, and there's a few ways to do this, but I like to just stick with one way consistently. So I'm going to find the margin of error by taking p hat minus our lower limit. So that's going to be 0.1315789,474 minus 0.09759. And when I do that, and then I round the result to 4 decimal places, 0.0340 rounded to 4 places. So that's my final answer, and that's what I get for question 27. Now question 28 is a little bit more complicated. Here we have 99% confidence, so that's just a change in the confidence level. That's no big deal. But we're told that the sample size is 1,110, of which 45% are successes. So how we're going to go about doing this is, again, we're going to use 1 prop Z interval, and we're going to get there the same way by pressing Stat and Tests. I go ahead and enter the sample size for N, and the confidence level is the C level, so that's 99% or 0.99. But for the number of successes, what you have to keep in mind is that we were told that 45% of the sample were successes. So we have to take 45% or 0.45 times the 1,110. And you can actually type this right in to 1 prop Z interval. You type it in the space for X, and the calculator will do this computation for you. So as soon as you press Enter to go down to the next line, you get 499.5. If this were a whole number, we'd be all set. But remember, this is the number of successes, and you can't have a half of a success. So we need to round this the way you would normally round. So we're going to take the 499.5, we're going to round that number up to 500. So I've done the computation. I see that this is supposed to be 500, and I just go back up to X and I just type over this, and it'll, you can enter 500 there. So this is what I want to see right here before I go ahead and hit calculate, or go down to the bottom and press enter on calculate. And when I hit calculate, I get my confidence interval, which is 0.41198, comma, 0.48892. Notice that our point estimate, which really should be 0.45 even, it winds up not being quite there because we had to do that little bit of rounding. So you get a little bit of error there, that's okay. So the 45% would have had to have been a rounded value to begin with. So this is really the accurate value of the percentage of successes. And again, we need to find the margin of error. So I'm going to take p hat minus our lower limit, and this gives me 0.45045 minus 0.41198, and that's out enough decimal places that we'll get our answer to 4 decimal places. And I subtract those, and I get 0.0385 rounded to 4 decimal places. So that's my answer for that problem.